All you got to do is
And I'd like to invite a very sweet little girl and her incredibly articulate mom, who's courageous and brave, to come on up and join us. Isabella is 9 months old, and she's almost 10 months old. And Nicole, her mom, to share a little bit of their journey. They joined us at Tour for Kids after Nicole's family took a team into Tour for Kids.
Welcome everybody, and good afternoon, and congratulations to those riders that are taking part in the most amazing thing that I've ever heard of. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you, Jen. My name is Nicole, and this is my daughter, Isabella. Isabella was born with neuroblastoma. We didn't actually know at the time that I gave birth that she had cancer. 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd of 2009, when we were going to see kids for an ultrasound for an unrelated condition, Isabella was diagnosed with something called neuroblastoma. At the time, we weren't necessarily sure which category she fell into. There was 3, and we were told that if we were in category 3, that it was the most serious, requiring surgery, chemo, and radiation. If we were category 2, we may or may not need chemo, but definitely would need surgery. And category 1 was the most favorable category. Lucky for us, we were somewhere between 1 and 2. Isabella was born with a large tumor on her adrenal gland, and her cancer had spread to the lymph nodes in her stomach, because of which we were sort of floating between a level 1 and level 2. So on December 30th, my daughter underwent surgery at 5.5 weeks old to remove her right adrenal gland and the tumor that engulfed it, as well as the lymph nodes that were cancerous in her stomach. We were very nervous and very scared. Most adults live their whole life never having to be put to sleep or undergo things like CAT scans, bone marrow aspirates, and so on. Isabella was introduced to all of that very, very young, and as a mother, it was the most difficult thing that I've ever had to do, to watch my daughter be put to sleep and not know what they were going to tell me when she woke up. I'm so thankful that the surgeons at Sick Kids took such good care of her that they were able to remove all of the cancer cells at this point without damaging any organs, and they are confident that at the future moment, at this point in the future, she won't need to have chemo, which for us was a huge, huge success and big victory. I can relate to what Mason's family was saying about not ever really being able to put the cancer out of your mind, because Isabella can't be declared cancer-free until she's 5, because her particular type of cancer is extremely aggressive in the first 2 years of life. So every 3 weeks it started out, we were back and forth to Sick Kids. Now it's pushed to almost 2 months, which for us is great, because we get to have a little bit of a normal life. Isabella gets to be a bit of a normal kid. So for the next 2 years, Sick Kids is our second home, and what you guys do helps to make sure that we're well taken care of there. So again, I can't thank you enough. This has been a very emotional 10 months for myself and my family, and we have a team Isabella that did Tour for Kids, and it was such a wonderful experience. And I hope when Isabella is old enough that she'll actually join us in riding, and I will too, I hope so. I met some great survivors at Tour for Kids that have inspired me to ride and to keep this a part of Isabella's life, because you guys do some amazing things. So I won't take up too much time. I just wanted to share a little bit of our story and to say thank you, because those words are simple and we say them all the time, but when you're affected by cancer and you see people around you that make a concerted effort to try and alleviate the disease from other children's lives, it's unbelievable, and your efforts are so appreciated. So thank you very much, and Isabella, thanks you.
Again, you guys, 2 words, just 2 words. Thank you. So we have, of course, a jersey for Nicole, but 3 extra small. Vanilla.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the CEO of Sears Canada, Dean Rogers. I can tell you that as an associate of Sears, it is wonderful to know that our CEO and president is supporting such a worthy cause, and it is inspiring for all of the associates of Sears. So Dean, come on up and say a few words to you, please.
Hi everybody. I was thinking as we were riding in of this event 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the first event where we created this ride from Vancouver to Halifax. And at the time, we were inspired by people like Jeff Rushton and the many volunteers that worked with Jeff, that pulling off a ride like this was possible. Because there are a lot of people who are saying, gee, who would want to ride 7,600 kilometers across Canada for kids' cancer? Who would want to reach out to their friends, their families, their work colleagues, and ask them to sponsor them? Who would want to volunteer to put this event together, to go through the logistics? And we partnered with Coast to Coast because we felt that this could be a great event. It is the longest charity event, except for one, between Cairo and Cape Town. This is the longest, and it's Canadian. It's very Canadian to ride coast to coast. So as Canadians, you can be very proud about this event. The fact that there are people willing to ride 7,600 kilometers. There are people willing to ride 140 kilometers today, which is a pretty short leg. There are people willing to give up weeks of their time, their vacation, to come and volunteer, to pick up all of this gear that you see, to paint these trucks, to deck them out with beds and everything else, to arrange the food. And as a company like Sears that has hundreds of stores across the country, we felt that we could be a really big partner in making that happen. I'm very proud to be a part of it. And you know, sometimes people say to me, what's in it for Sears? And then they often think that it's the publicity, and it's not. What's in it for Sears is the fact that our associates like the fact and are proud that our company is involved in an endeavor like this. And that's what we get out of it as a company. And that's why I'm committed to this event as the CEO. And then I think, including the amount of money that we raised this year, we will have raised about $4.5 million. And if you ever, sometimes we wonder what happens to that money. Sometimes we wonder if it's really having an effect. And it is. Sometimes we hear stories. This morning when we left from Woodstock, we heard what I thought was an incredibly touching story. A young boy, as he was dying, smiled at his family who was standing around his bed, and then he opened and shut his eyes 3 times as if to say goodbye, and he passed away. And yet, as we were riding in, I saw tremendous successes, the kind of successes that Dr. Blanchett spoke about. The fact that 80% of kids are now cured when they get some sort of kids' cancer. I rode with a 16-year-old boy who 18 months ago I knew friends and family of his who was sick with worry that he was going to die. And I asked him how many kilometers he had ridden so far this year, and he said 3,000. And he rode with us today. I also saw a young woman riding a recumbent. She's been cancer-free for 5 years, and someone told me afterwards she's actually doing triathlons now. These are the kind of successes that are possible when we raise this money, and this money is raised because of people like you who come out and support this event, and then the heroes, the magnificent heroes that are here who've given up weeks of their lives. And for some of these national riders, it's months and months of work, of fundraising, of training, of being away from their families. And so, you know, all I can say is you're magnificent and you're heroes, and it's wonderful to be a part of this event, and I'm very proud to be so. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Dean. All right, we just want to let you know one more thing. Ben actually is on Facebook, so you can call Ben through Ben's reports on Gets Cancer Ride. And Ben, give a wave to the team there. You can check up on the riders and see how things are going. I'd also like to take a brief opportunity to thank some of our co-sponsors, New York Fries, South Street Burger Company. If you've tried the burgers, I'm sure you can say a big cheer, they're quite good. We also had help from Sobeys Loblaws and El Paisano Pizzeria. So thank you to all the riders. It was an honor for me to be able to host this today and get to meet some of you. Good luck on the balance of your journey and God bless you. Thank you very much.